Marco Rubio is going to make a hilarious claim about who's the party of the middle class here. Let's listen.
There's a reason why virtually every candidate in this field has attacked me. Because I run a campaign that I believe appeals to the broad sector of the Republican electorate. Now, they don't all agree with me on every issue, but we basically campaign to every voter in the Republican coalition. But my promise to you, if I'm the nominee, is I'm not just going to unify the Republican Party, I'm going to grow it. We're going to take our message to people that haven't voted for Republicans in a long time. And they haven't voted for us because the left and the Democrats have told them that the Republican Party is the party of the rich people, and the Democrats are the party of the working people. That's one of the biggest lies in American politics.
Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. No, your actions show that you're not the party of the middle class. You're not the party of the workers. You're not the party of the poor. You are the party of the rich. It's unbelievable. He just said the Republican Party is not the party of the rich, and the Democratic Party are not the party of the working class, the middle class. Oh, okay. That's so not true that the one argument that these guys pivot to when they make a claim like that is also bullshit. Like, you know, I don't know what other arguments they would even conceive of, but usually the dodge is, and I've heard people in my own family make this argument before, so I'm very familiar with it. They go, yeah, okay, Kyle. I mean, as soon as you're making money, you'll learn, you'll understand that you're going to want to keep more of that money, and low taxes is the way to go. So the Republicans are the party of the workers. And the rebuttal is, hey, dipshit, they ain't talking about you when they say they want to cut taxes. Don't take my word for it. Don't take their word for it. That's all irrelevant. Go to their policy proposals. I don't know how many times I've mentioned it on this show, but there was a great analysis from CNN Money during the 2008 election between John McCain and Barack Obama. And they went through point by point each tax bracket that both of them had. Barack Obama cut taxes more for 90% of the American people. Whereas John McCain's biggest tax cuts, the only areas where he gave bigger tax cuts than Barack Obama, were for the top 10%. Now, this isn't just with them. This generalizes across the rest of the party. So when they talk about cutting taxes, they're not talking about the middle class. They're not talking about the poor. In fact, oftentimes they come out and say it, hey, I'm in favor of a fair tax, a consumption tax, or I'm in favor of a flat tax. Both of those proposals, when you have economists crunch the numbers, they come back and say, oh, that's a regressive tax rate, which means very simply that you're raising taxes, net raising taxes on the poor and the middle class, and you're cutting taxes on the rich. Look, don't get me wrong. In theory, if somebody comes around and says, I'm going to make a flat tax and it's going to be 15% across the board for everybody, a lot of people get duped by that, and a lot of good people do get duped by that, where they go, yeah, everybody pay the same rate, it's only 15%, I like that, that's a good Republican plan right there. But what you're disregarding is that if you're making less than $50,000 a year, you're paying less than 15% right now. So they want to raise taxes on people making less than $50,000 a year. They're not talking about you when they say cut taxes. Now, on top of that, so the Democrats, we already established, the Democrats want to cut taxes more for 90% of the American people. They also are more willing to spend money on social safety net programs that end up helping the middle class and the poor. So think about that. That's a double whammy on the side of the Democrats, helping out the middle class and the poor more, where they say, okay, I will cut your taxes more, so you'll get to save more money up front like that, but then also, of the taxes you do spend and of the taxes and the revenue the government does collect, they will allocate more money into programs that actually help the middle class and help the poor. You know, whether it's in the form of Medicaid or Medicare or Social Security or WIC. There's a variety of different programs that they use in order to do that, where the Republicans want to raise your taxes and cut those programs. Guys, again, it's not about the rhetoric. It's not about, the he said, she said aspect of this. It's about go to their actual policy proposals and figure it out. Because if you listen to the mainstream media, and if you listen to the talking points, and if you listen to the Republican Party, they just say over and over and over, we're the party of tax cuts, we're the party of tax cuts, we're the party of tax cuts. The Democrats want to raise your taxes, they want to raise your taxes, they want to raise your taxes. And anybody can be forgiven for just falling into that trap and saying, well, yeah, I guess that's the case, because they keep saying it over and over and over. But it's not true. So once you actually get to the facts and the policy proposals, that becomes obvious. But what does Marco do? He just claims the opposite. It's the biggest myth that the Republicans are the party of the rich. Okay, please don't make me laugh. This is the party that they scream about small government, and then what's their favorite kind of big government? When they rush in to bail out Wall Street after they go bankrupt and they fail based on their own actions and on their own merit. Isn't that hilarious? They rugged individualistic capitalism. Here's some bootstraps. Pull yourself up. If your business fails, it fails. This is what capitalism is. You gotta punish the people who do poorly, reward the people who do well. That's the free market, baby. Oh, one of my Wall Street banker friends just crashed the economy and their own company, and they need me to run in and save their ass. I can't wait. Please, here's a bailout. Here's a blank check. Here's a corporate welfare check. That's the other thing. They love giving billions of dollars to ExxonMobil and to other corporations that pay their campaign contributions, aka legal bribes. So yeah. Small government, my ass. This is the party that, it honestly, when you go by their actions, they're not even trying to hide it. It is overwhelmingly the party of the rich. It is crystal clear, and any claim to the opposite is nothing but sheer propaganda.